So today, Vladimir Putin is chairing an extraordinary session of the Russian Security Council. He has said that he is now considering recognizing the independence of Donetsk and Luhansk, two separatist republics in the east of Ukraine. Have a listen.
Russia has asked that the sovereignty of those two republics be recognized, but also in reference to the Duma's decision on this front. And we have also called on heads of state and government to recognize the sovereignty and independence of the People's Republics of Donetsk and Lugansk.
So just how significant would it be if Russia did recognize those republics, a move not done by any other country? Here's our Moscow correspondent, Jake Cordell, with some analysis.
This would be quite a big step if Putin were to recognise those regions' independence. Last week, Russia's parliament passed a bill calling on him to recognise their independence. He said he didn't want to do that because he still believes that the Minsk process, that's the ceasefire deal which ended the fighting in 2015, he believes that still has life. Now, this meeting where he said he was considering recognising it, and then we heard Lavrov and Kozak line up to say that they don't believe the Minsk process has any life left. This is all very highly choreographed. And although Putin didn't make any decisions, it certainly looks like he's taking down that path and he is at least considering it. That would, of course, blow up the peace agreement that was signed in 2015. What we don't know is how the West would react to that step. We've heard how the West would react to an invasion, but how would they react to Russian recognition of these pro-Russian states? That's something we don't know yet.
Well, as we were just hearing there from Jake Cordell, at the meeting, Vladimir Putin also said he no longer felt a 2015 plan agreed with France, Germany and Kiev, known as the Minsk Agreement, would be able to properly resolve the conflict in Ukraine. Nonetheless, though, there's been confirmation today from Moscow that talks on Thursday between the US and Russian foreign ministers will take place. That's to be in Geneva. Well, let's get some more analysis now. Our foreign affairs editor, Armin Georgian, is in the studio. And Armin, despite everything we just have been hearing from Moscow, clearly, to some extent, diplomacy is still going on here.
Yeah, but it's very volatile. You know, obviously the diplomacy could end at any moment, really, couldn't it? But for now, there is this meeting in the calendar, which certainly, as far as the whole diplomatic angle is concerned, is a significant one. It's between the US and Russian foreign ministers. It's not at the level of the two presidents, which is, of course, what Emmanuel Macron was sort of trying to fish for yesterday. That has not been confirmed. So for now, no summit between Biden and Putin. But at the level of foreign ministers, that still means there's something to talk about, though I'm increasingly struggling to see exactly what substance they can agree to move ahead on, apart from these things that Sergei Lavrov keeps calling secondary issues. So not the big geostrategic questions about security guarantees for Russia, some sort of moratorium on NATO enlargement or something along those lines. All of those things are obviously things that the US cannot offer the United States. And of course, the US will be at pains to point out between now and this meeting in Geneva on the 24th of February that it is coordinating everything very closely with Ukrainian authorities, because what both sides are very keen to mirror each other to is this idea that there should not be any solution on Ukraine without Ukraine. So that obviously makes it very hard for the US to have any sort of room of maneuver of its own, if you will, when it is coordinating so closely with allies. That does make it difficult to sort of go off on a different tangent in a way. That's something that the US doesn't wish to do. Meanwhile, we've got European diplomacy continuing today. So we've got continuing contacts between the French and Russian authorities in the light of these two phone calls that happened between Macron and Putin yesterday on Sunday. We also got a call, I'm not sure if it's happened just yet, Nadia, but between the German Chancellor and Vladimir Putin as well, and this visit by the Ukrainian foreign minister in Brussels. So really a flurry of diplomatic activity this Monday, but as I said before, hard to see if it's really going to any kind of clear conclusion.
Armin Georgian, thanks very much indeed for your analysis on the programme.